It was a very successful basketball year for the West Coast Conference in 2009-10. 4 of the 8 schools advanced to postseason play, tied an all-time record. 2 went to the NCAA tournament. In the aftermath of this success, we had a chance to catch up with each of the 8 coaches in the league to talk about the year past and the year ahead.
You ready? Let's go.
All right. Well, Bill, just for the program's sake, even though it didn't end up the way you wanted, did those early non-conference wins set a mark for your team?
Yeah, they were terrific to start out the year. You know, to get an opportunity to have Stanford at home and to beat them, and then to head to Alaska and beat a Oklahoma team that at the time was ranked 25th in the country, and then to beat Houston, who ends up going into the NCAA tournament this year. You know, those were terrific wins. We just weren't able to sustain that throughout the course of the year.
Yeah. How much did losing to John Jackson to that injury in February, how much do you think that?
You know, he's throughout his career, I think he was kind of like a glue, heart and soul guy, you know, and losing him really hurt us. He played at the point this year and kind of forced Brandon to have to play more at the point, and he's more adept at the scoring guard position, and then our freshmen were forced to play a lot more minutes than, you know, I guess I'd liked them to. and so it was difficult. You know, you lose a guy that is kind of a quiet leader of your team with 7 games to go, and that was tough.
So out of all that emerges a Chris Manresa, right? Out of sometimes some tougher circumstances, here comes a player to earn all freshman honors.
Yeah, Chris, when we recruited him, we thought he had a chance to be a good player for us.
The only way the Toreros are going to get back in this thing. Manresa to the basket. Tips his own miss in with the left hand. I'm impressed with Chris Manresa.
I am too. I tell you that I think he has a great future ahead of him.
He's going to be a good player in this league. 11 points, 8 rebounds tonight.
I think by about the time Christmas break rolled around, he really started to emerge into a good player and started out throughout league and had a very good conference season. Didn't play as well in the conference tournament, but I think through the course of the 14 league games, he played very well, and then, you know, was selected to the all-freshman team. So he's certainly a bright spot for our future, and a guy we're looking to increase his scoring and his rebounding as a sophomore and on.
4 freshmen, I mean, wound up playing substantial minutes for you. What dividends will that pay?
Well, I think that's going to be huge, you know, from an experience standpoint. Getting those guys that much playing time, I think, is going to help us as we go into this year. We're going to be very young. We're only going to have 3 upperclassmen. The rest of them are going to be all sophomores and freshmen. So that experience is going to be really valuable to our group this season because of our youth.
And is it important, Bill, now for you to have a team? These are all players that you've recruited.
Well, you know, I've never looked at it that way. I mean, I guess when I first got the job, I just looked at them like they were our guys, you know, and everybody wants to talk about it, but I guess I don't look at it that way, you know. It's really, these last 2 classes are really the first 2 classes we've been able to bring in where we've had a group. It's before that we haven't had much scholarships, and we've had to kind of piece some things to the puzzle together. But you know, now we're bringing in, you know, several new guys this year, and we had a couple guys sitting out redshirt, and so we're going to be a drastically different team.
Is there a specific style of play and specific expectations to which you do recruit, as that you want to play your
Well,
style?
you know, I spent 16 years with Mark, and the style of play up there is a very fast-paced play, and I'd love to be able to play like that. I haven't felt like we've had the personnel or the depth to play at that pace, and I think we're slowly starting to evolve to where we can play a little bit faster and play that fashion. But you know, the thing we've really tried to focus on, I think, with our group over our course of time has been at the defensive end, and that's where we've actually had some success, and where we've been able to beat some teams like an Oklahoma, Kentucky on the road, those type of teams by the way we've defended.
Of the newcomers, and you also have a couple of redshirt players, just give us an idea looking ahead, guys that can help you right away, impact.
Well, you know, I think Ben Vazzola, who will be a freshman guard for us, about 6'5". He's kind of thin-bodied, but he's got a kind of wiry toughness about him. He's a kid that I think can come in and you know, he's going to be a freshman. He's going to have ups and downs, but I think he's going to give us a scoring threat from the perimeter, both shooting the ball and being able to drive to the basket. We signed 3 big kids that, you know, it gives us some good size that we've been lacking. Which of the 3 are going to be the best contributors? I don't know at this point. You know, that'll kind of work its way out through the first part of the fall and as we go into the season. But I'm excited about the fact that we're going to have some size. This league has gotten so much bigger. I mean, not only Gonzaga, but you look at St. Mary's this last year with Sam Hand and Allen, they were huge, and we just didn't have the size really to battle with them consistently on the interior. And so 3 big kids coming in, and we had a big kid sitting out, so we'll have certainly a bigger lineup that we're able to put out on the floor.
Last one, Bill, you're a perfect person because you've been around this conference for a long time. It really seems as if the level is rising for teams out of the 8 in postseason this past year.
Yeah, no, I think this league has really made a huge jump here the last couple of years. I think across the board, you know, it's really improved, and the level of play, the level of players, not just at the high end, but throughout the whole conference has drastically improved. So, which can only do, you know, it'll only help improve our conference as we move forward, just because of the level of play.